Another video for you guys. I'm going to be replacing the cold side of the turbo on a 2011 Hyundai Genesis Coupe 2-liter turbo. First, you want to start off by taking the air filter box. It's 3 bolts, one here, and one here. Just slides right out. Disconnect this. You want to disconnect this hose right here, and then you want to disconnect those two, so then this thing slides right out. After that's disconnected and those two are broke loose, by the way, those are 10 millimeters, and then the bolts that go here, here, and here are also 10 millimeters. And once you're done with that, this should just slide right up. Like so. Then you want to get a pair of channel locks or pliers, whatever works best for you. I'm using channel locks because you could open it a little bit wider. Squeeze this clip, bring it down, we'll bring it over here. Same with this one. And then a 12 socket right here to unbolt that. And then this thing should just come right up. So I took off the lower hose clamp, popped right up, and then I took this one off from here, and this, you just gotta shimmy this free. I gotta use 2 hands, so I'm gonna stop filming this part, but this comes right out. So now that that's off, I'm gonna want to take off the heat shield here and here, so you get to the actuator rod for the wastegate, and then just get all this stuff out the way. Once you get the heat shields off, always put it somewhere that you know you're not gonna lose it. For me, that's the trunk. Always remember where your lines go. Take a video of it or something, just so you don't get nothing messed up. There's diagrams online to where it'll show you where to connect the lines if you forget, but it's just better to take a video to remember. Then just start disconnecting everything. I don't know why I'm trying to do this by hand. Fingertips, let me see. Boom. So last night when I was pulling out the cold side of the turbo, my phone died. So I just finished it myself, and I got this used turbo right here just to show you exactly what you guys missed. All I did was on the last video, on the last clip, I was showing how to undo these clamps, move them up from the hose, so the hose you could pull the hose straight off. That one, this one, and this one right here. The turbo is gonna sit in here like this, right in there. The actuator sits right on top of this nipple right there. You're going to have this clip that sits right on that nipple, so that actuator doesn't move off. This, you just take a Phillips, or I mean not a Phillips, a flathead screwdriver, and then just pull this straight off. Don't lose this. Do not lose it. Okay. So then the turbo, the cold side and hot side of the turbo gets married by these 2 clamps right here. They sit like this. They sit like that right on top of it, and then that other side, the hot side, marries right into there, and it just kind of holds them together. There's a 10 millimeter bolt on this side and on that side. Just undo those, One might be harder to get to, so just do like one side and then I'll loosen it up enough to where you could like kind of twist it and then get to that side. Okay. This hose, this is a oil feed hose. That's just a 14mm socket. Just twist it off, break it loose, and then it comes right off. And then that's the old one, just sitting it right there. And then, yeah, this one, this is a coolant feed line. That just slides right off after that clamp. And then so does this one. They're kind of hard to get to. The bottom one was hard to get to. I use these things called, it's not the correct term, but they're called bitch clamps. So yeah, that was kind of hard to get off, but I got it off. And then when this is sitting in there, all you want to do is kind of grab a mallet and just kind of just tap right here until it breaks loose enough to where there's a gap in between the cold and hot side of the turbo, and then it should just wiggle right out. Now, there's this little pin right here, and you need to align that with this hole for that pin to go in. So when you put the new one, the used one, or anything like that back in, if you just have the cold side off, you want to make sure that this pin goes right in here, and then it'll be good to put then at that moment it's good for everything to go back exactly how it was. So we'll go in the process of putting it all back together. Now remember, this little pin, nipple, whatever you want to call it, goes right into that hole right there. And then this line right here connects to this bottom line right here. Couldn't find it for a second. So that one to this one, which is on the bottom. Kind of a tight fit, so you gotta shimmy it in there. Anyways, you get the point. I'll get right back to it. It's hard to film with one hand and try to work with the other. All right, so I got her back married. That pinhole is around that pin that I was showing you guys about. Put this actuator back right here. Push it down. This bottom. So now that that line's on, this bottom line is on right there, right here, and this line is on. All I gotta do is the oil feed line, which is right here, tighten that bolt, and then don't forget to put this clamp. This clamp goes right here. Probably better to do with some pliers or something. Had to stop filming for a second. That's on though. Actuator is good to go. Good to go. Still got to tighten this one up. Let's see. Almost forgot the washer, like a dumbass. Get that nice and tight. Then you put those two crescent moon clamps and bolt them together around the hot side and cold side of the turbo. Now that's ready to go. This is ready to go. All the cooling and oil lines are ready to go. Now time to hook up all the vacuum lines, the intake, and then she's done. The turbo release valve line goes right up here. It's the line all the way to the right. The actuator valve line is the middle line, and then the line all the way to the left or right, however you want to look at it, goes all the way down to the turbo right here. I don't know the name of this line, but that's how it goes. Now you want to put the heat shields back. That one goes right there. This one goes right over the headers. This part of the intake goes right over the turbo inlet. Now you want to put the part for the air filter back on, connect it to this part. Now you want to connect this hose, boom, and boom. And just like that, the turbo is done for a 2011 Genesis Coupe 2-liter turbo. I'll catch you guys on another one. Peace.